Nearly 4 in 10 Americans over the age of 70 live with some form of peripheral neuropathy. That is not a rare condition. That is your neighbor. That is your spouse. Maybe it is you. And here is what makes it worse. A large portion of people living with this have never actually had it explained to them by a doctor. Not because their doctor does not care, but because neuropathy in the feet and legs is one of the most quietly overlooked conditions in people over 60. And the cost of ignoring it is not just discomfort. It is your balance, your independence, your ability to walk without fear of falling. If you have been feeling numbness in your feet, tingling, burning, or that strange sensation like your feet just do not feel like yours anymore, stay right here. In the next several minutes, I am going to show you what is actually happening inside your body, why it tends to get worse with every year you do not address it, and most importantly, 7 simple exercises you can start today that target the real root of the problem. I am Dr. David Coleman, and I have spent my career watching patients get told, "That is just part of getting older." It is not. And today I am going to show you why. Before we go any further, if you are watching this from the United States, tap that hype button right now. If you are watching from anywhere else in the world, tap the like button and let us know in the comments which country you are watching from. We would love to know how far this reaches. And while you are there, tell us a little about your own experience. Do your feet tingle at night? Do they feel numb in the morning? Tell us your situation in the comments, and if you decide to start these exercises today, tell us that too. We read every comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to see. Stay with me all the way to the end because the last exercise and the explanation that follows it is the part almost no one hears from their own doctor. It could genuinely change how you manage this. Picture this. You wake up, sit on the edge of your bed, and the moment your feet touch the floor, something feels off. Not sharp pain, more like distance. Like your feet are wrapped in cotton. Like the signal between your feet and your brain is traveling through a bad connection. That feeling has a name. Peripheral neuropathy. It means the nerves running from your spine down to your toes are struggling to do their job. Most people hear neuropathy and think diabetes. And yes, diabetes is one cause. But here is something that surprises many of my patients. Research shows a significant number of people with neuropathy have completely normal blood sugar. Age itself is a major driver. Here is why. Your nerves are living tissue. They depend on a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through tiny blood vessels called capillaries, some of the smallest vessels in the entire body. As we age, those vessels can narrow. Blood flow slows. The nerves stop getting what they need, and over time they begin to misfire. That is where the numbness starts. That is where the tingling begins. I call this process nerve microcirculation collapse, the slow, quiet shutdown of the tiny vessels responsible for keeping your nerves alive. It can happen in people with normal blood sugar, normal cholesterol, normal everything, simply because this part of the circulatory system is one of the most vulnerable in the body. Most standard checkups are not looking for it. They are looking for diabetes, for obvious structural damage. This slower form of vascular starvation flies under the radar for years, even though neuropathy is a well-documented independent risk factor for falls in older adults. So, let us talk about what you can actually do about it. These 7 exercises are built to do 2 things. Restore circulation to nerves that have been undersupplied and retrain the communication pathway between your feet and your brain. Most take only a few minutes. Exercise 1, the morning ankle alphabet. Before your feet touch the floor in the morning, sit on the edge of your bed, lift one foot and slowly trace the alphabet in the air with your big toe, A through Z, then switch feet. This moves your ankle through its full range of motion and helps pump blood into the small vessels around your lower leg nerves that have gone quiet overnight. Exercise 2, the foot wake up. Place a small towel flat on the floor. Sitting in a chair, use your bare toes to scrunch the towel toward you, 10 repetitions, then spread your toes as wide as possible and hold for 3 seconds. 3 sets per foot. This reactivates the small muscles inside your feet, responsible for balance signaling. Exercise 3, the balance reset. Stand at a counter with both hands lightly resting on the edge for safety. Shift your weight slowly onto the balls of your feet, hold 2 seconds, then back onto your heels, hold 2 seconds. Repeat 15 times. This retrains the nerve signals responsible for telling your brain where your center of gravity is. Exercise 4, the nerve awakener. Fold a towel into a thick rectangle, or use a textured mat, and walk back and forth across it, barefoot, for 5 minutes. Varied sensory input like this helps keep foot nerve fibers active and organized. Exercise 5, the venous pump. Standing at your counter, rise onto the balls of your feet, as high as comfortable, hold 1 second, then lower slowly. 2 sets of 15. Your calf muscles act as a secondary pump, helping move blood back up through your legs and reduce inflammation around your nerves. Exercise 6, the nerve line stretch. Sit in a firm chair, extend one leg straight, flex your foot, pulling your toes back toward your shin, hold 5 seconds, then point your foot, hold 5 seconds. 10 repetitions per leg. This gently mobilizes the nerve pathway, running from your lower back down to your toes. Exercise 7, the rhythm reset. Stand at your counter and march slowly in place for 2 minutes, lifting your knees to about hip height, letting your arms swing naturally. This reintegrates balance, coordination, and timing, all in one simple movement. Here is something rarely covered in a standard appointment. Most patients with neuropathy leave with either a prescription for nerve pain or a long wait for a specialist referral. What they almost never get is a real conversation about movement. Research over the past decade has consistently pointed to targeted lower limb exercise as a way to stimulate the body's own nerve repair proteins, supporting circulation and nerve signaling from the source, not just masking symptoms. This is not a 2-day fix. Nerve tissue heals slowly, but it does heal. Many people who stay consistent begin noticing real changes within 4 to 8 weeks. Better balance first, then less tingling, then, for many, reduced nighttime discomfort. If your neuropathy is significant, bring this conversation to your own doctor. Ask specifically about physical therapy for neuropathy and whether movement-based approaches are part of your current plan. You deserve that conversation, and now you know what to ask. You now understand what is actually happening in your nerves, why it is so easy for this to slip past a short doctor's visit, and 7 specific exercises that target the real root of the problem. If this kind of honest, practical health information is useful to you, I would love for you to subscribe. I publish a new video every week. No fluff, no selling, just what actually matters for your health after 60. And once again, if you have not already, let us know in the comments which country you are watching from, whether you are dealing with these symptoms yourself, and if you are planning to try these exercises starting today. Your story could be exactly what helps someone else take that first step. Next week, we are covering something that connects directly to everything we discussed today. I will see you there.